Oh. Hey everybody, how you doing tonight? So, there's 5 things that have always been true on YouTube. And everybody here is out there A/B testing stuff, and they're doing all this different stuff, and they're buying new gear and all this. From day one, YouTube has not changed. There are 5 things that have continued to work from day one on YouTube. We're going to talk about them. Number 1 is the hook. You got to start with the hook. Number 2, the thumbnail. Number 3 is the title. Number 4 is audio. And number 5 is being yourself. Be yourself. Everybody else is taken. Come on, let's talk about it. So let's go. Let's talk about those 5 things. So first up, the hook is you better. Okay, I'll stop singing so I don't get a copyright strike. So you have 30 seconds. Well, maybe less. You probably got less, like 10 seconds. So it's first thing that you got to start out with. You got to say why you should be watching. You should be watching this video because I'm going to talk about the 5 things you need to always do. And the first one is the hook. The YouTube algorithm doesn't kill channels. Boring openings do. You're not going to watch the video if I am boring you to death right off the bat. So watch. You need the hook. You absolutely can't go without the hook. You got to tell people why you should watch my video. And if you stick around, I'll tell you something else about why you should watch. You know, those retention graphs don't lie. You know, that drop off, that hockey stick at the very first 30 seconds of your video, very first 30 seconds where people just drop off and leave is because, hey, you didn't tell them why to be there. You know, the hook is not a trick. It's a contract. It's a contract. You're saying, I'm going to provide to you, my wonderful audience, you people out there that are watching this video, I'm going to provide you with what this video promises. And then I'm going to tell you what this video is going to give you. So, yes, don't skip the hook. You know, that bold claim, you know, that one thing to double my watch time, or I made a mistake on this channel for 2 years, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, or in the next 10 minutes, you're going to know why your videos aren't growing, or the hook, you should write that hook before you write anything else. What is the hook for this video? Next, let's talk about the thumbnail. The thumbnail is an ad. It's like a preview. It says, hey, what's the video about? The video is about, hey, it's my crazy secret. My crazy secret is, this is one of the 5 things that YouTube has always had. You got to give people a thumbnail that catches their eye. That click-through rate is started by that thumbnail. That is one piece of the book cover. Unfortunately, people judge books by their covers, and in your case, the thumbnail is the front cover of your book, and it tells the viewer, tells the audience, tells the reader why they should stick around and watch your video. So you think of it as a billboard. You have half a second. You got half a second. You know, 3 things to stop the scroll. You got to have contrast, a human face with clear emotion, text that creates tension and curiosity. So I always try to stay 4 characters or less on my thumbnails. I think my thumbnail game's been pretty good. It's been a combination of my brain and AI. I'll admit that. We've been working together. I'm saying, I want this, and AI says, how about this? No, you know, and the worst thumbnails are visually busy. They have just too much in there. Or if you can convey the message without words at all, then fantastic. All right, let's check in on all my friends. I got some amazing friends out here. I want to go say hi to them. So stick around, and I'll tell you about the next 3 things that have been true since day one on YouTube. So stick around. But let's see how everybody's doing tonight. Yeah, where's my shout outs? There we go. Shout out. Where'd my mouse go for that matter? Wow, my mouse went crazy. Ba-da-da. Hi, Bill Capture. Hey, hello, Roy. Stuart. Hey, Stuart, happy birthday. How you doing today, man? I hope you had a great birthday. Tall Boy, what's up? We're here. Hey, Tall Boy. Laura CZ. Hey, how you doing? I need the hook. Yes, you got to have the hook. I really wanted to find like a non-cliche image, but that was really hard. Happy birthday, Stuart. Yep. Yeah, be yourself should be number one. Don't matter what you tell me. If you whack, you whack. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. What do you mean that someone else has been taking? Someone else has been taken. I can't be someone. You are someone, Walter. You absolutely are. Bride in the house. Come on, Troublemaker. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Roy. Your content the past weeks have been very insightful. Much needed for creators. Well, it's funny because everybody says I should stop doing content creation videos, right? Isn't that crazy? Thumbnails are so important. Hey, Roy. Hey, Florence. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. So, it's true statements. Now, I want to talk about the next thing. Da-da-da. What is next? Well, you got that thumbnail. The thumbnail is part one of the ad. The title is part two, And actually, well, this is a bad example. You don't want the title to match the words that are in the thumbnail. You're wasting real estate then. So you want a title that's a little different, that causes intrigue, that says, hey, come watch my video. That the image is to get people watching, but the title is there. The thumbnail gets the eye. The title closes a deal. Why should I click on this video? The thumbnail's intriguing. Oh, the title says I'm gonna learn this if I watch this, or I'm gonna get better if I do this. Viewers need to know what they're getting. They do. They need to know what are you gonna give them, and they're not there to be impressed by your wordplay. I do like wordplay, but they're not there to be impressed by that. And then you tell them, and then you let the video deliver. A good title answers that one question. What will I get if I watch this? What will I get if I watch this? And so what you're going to get, we're talking about those 5 things that every YouTube video should have, no matter what, regardless of whether I'm fighting the algorithm. Don't worry about the algorithm. You worry about providing the content, getting these 5 things right from the get-go. You do want titles that are searchable. That helps. The searchable versus clickable, it's a real tension. You got to kind of figure, is there a way to get something that's searchable that also builds tension? Tension gets you attention. Think about that. Anything where you create that curiosity loop. Oh, I want to find out what this is about, man. I really want to know what this is about, so I'm going to go watch this video. You can use those phrases like negative phrases where you're like, why I almost quit, or why nobody tells you this, or that kind of thing. Those things intrigue viewers. They want to say, oh, what's going on here? I want to know what's going on, So, yeah, it's, I've used so many bad titles on this channel. I will tell you, I've been trying to get better and better and better at titles. It's a challenge, Read your title out loud. Does it sound like something a person would actually say? If it doesn't, rewrite it. Really. Does it sound like something a person would say? If it doesn't, rewrite that title. Yeah. Now, here's the big no-no. Bad audio. Bad audio. There's not a thing you can do about bad audio. If you have bad audio, people will turn away. They absolutely will. They also don't like silence. I don't know what that's about. They don't like silence in a video, So I know, if you're a comedian, you got pauses, you kind of wait for reactions, that type of thing. But they're not a big fan of silence. But they want crisp audio. So figure out what sounds good for you. You do not need a $400 microphone, but you need something better than a pair of AirPods, okay? Bluetooth has latency, so sometimes your lips and the words may not match if you try to use your AirPods as your microphone. But believe it or not, the microphone built into my iPhone is incredible. My Samsung phones I've had in the past had great microphones. It's really amazing that it's real easy to get good audio. You can spend money on Holly Lark, the lapel mics and stuff like that, but you got to get good audio. You got to make sure you have good audio. There is several brands of microphones that are super cheap, like $60, that do sound good. But if you have bad audio, people will go away. They'll say, yeah. Here's what you do. You take the last video you made, you put your headphones on, and listen. Actually listen. Do I sound good on this? And am I legible? Are people hearing? Are there background noises? Am I hearing the air condition? Am I hearing? So you need to try to isolate your sound so that people aren't hearing that. Well, I don't think a dog barking or a baby crying is that big a deal unless it happens during the whole video. But because that's reality, we are who we are, and we're in our homes or we're in our studios. But our studios are probably part of our home, and so pets, that type of thing happens. But the audio is invisible when it's good. And it becomes the entire show when it's bad. I did a YouTube video one time. I had a live interview, and I had that slapback. It was terrible. I had a slapback sound. I didn't know. I didn't hear it in my ears, but the audience heard it. They kept saying, it's there, it's there. And I did not know how to fix it. I was able to resurrect that video with some editing, but it was done. I had already ruined it for viewers. They didn't want to watch that video because the audio was bad. And it's sad because I had a fantastic guest on that night. So that's one of those albatrosses I shall wear around my neck that it's like, I can't believe I let that happen. Now, number five, and this one is the easiest and the hardest one. Be yourself on YouTube. Be yourself. You got to be yourself. I'm completely serious here. There is no algorithm hack for personality. I can't give you a personality transplant. I wish they were available. I've been thinking about getting a personality. I really have. I thought if I could find one at a store somewhere, mine would probably be at a thrift shop. I'd probably go pick up my personality at a thrift shop. But every channel that works and keeps working has a version of its creator at the center of it. Not a polished, filtered, optimized version. The real one, the one that people want to see. That maybe you are not everybody's cup of tea, but maybe you are somebody's cup of tea, and they want to see your personality. So I've been accused of having a dry sense of humor. Maybe I do. I don't know. You can perform for people, but people see through that. That's fake, man. That is not who you are. That's not who you are. We're not actors. We're not comedians. Though I do want to be one, but that's a different story. But people can feel the difference when they're watching someone. And someone authentic makes mistakes and just leans into them and keeps going. They don't let that wreck the whole thing. So you've got to be who you are, whoever you are. It's consistency of self matters more than consistency of upload schedule. If you come off as fake or I don't know, prima donna or I don't know, people are hopefully coming to see you and what you have to say. And so you got to be yourself. You really have to be yourself. Let's see what everybody else is saying. Da-da-da. Come on, Troublemaker. Yeah. Thank you. Yep. Roy, your content the past 2 weeks has been very solid. Oh, I showed that earlier. I'm sorry. That's important. That's why they call it YouTube. Oh, man, Miss Denise, that is fantastic. I've never even thought of it that way. YouTube. You on camera. That's YouTube. Wow, I'm not kidding. That rocks. That rocks. Yeah. Be sure to like this video, peeps. Yeah, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Yep. I try to use 0 words in my thumbnail. I make my own rules. Haha. If your thumbnail can convey the idea without words, that is fantastic. I do not consistently do that. I've posted some videos with I've posted some thumbnails without words. I don't know if I did well at that. I tried. I bought a DJI Mini and can't figure out how to use it, but I'm using a Rode shotgun mic I've had for years. Not the best quality, but better than without it. Yeah. That's the other part is use what you have. Use what you have. Don't, there's so many people that, oh, I can't go live if I don't have this amazing equipment. Do you rewatch your lives? I do rewatch my lives. I don't get a lot of joy out of watching myself, but when I get things right, when I make a video and I see that by my litmus test of what is correct or good, then I'm happy. And then when I make mistakes, I do try to learn from them. But I do rewatch my lives, and then I'll throw them in Opus and try to slice them up. But it's just not really. Also, Rodecaster Pro, it's amazing. It makes your voice buttery smooth. It's true, but that's a lot of money for audio gear. And if you're a solopreneur, do you need all that audio equipment? I know Matt does. Matt needs that gear. Not because he needs it, because he wants to need it. That's why. He suffers from gear acquisition syndrome. I am always myself. I make a lot of videos in a lot of places, and I'm the same everywhere, even I. Yeah. Some people don't like to hear themselves. Well, when I started off, I was like that, but I didn't know any other way to get my message out. I didn't know any other way to try to help others because I have to speak it myself. I'm not ready to go off and find an AI representation. I'm scared to give my voice to AI because I don't want it to try to replicate. I played with a couple of AIs, but I'm like, what's the point here? I want everything to be in my voice, and well, my face such as it is. I love teaching, and I love demonstrating things, and I like showing things and trying to help people if I can, because that's my goal. My love language is service, and so I always think of this as a service that I want to provide. I want to add value to anybody that's watching, especially anybody that's just starting out that hasn't hit that record button yet. Why? I'm always shocked when people tell me, I'm scared to hit that record button. I'm scared to go live. And I'm like, dude, do it. Go find somebody to do it with you. See what Tallboy says. Some people don't like to hear themselves. And that's so true. Yep. Like you were saying, I'm sorry. I just showed that comment. So, 5 things. The hook. You got to start off with a hook. Your YouTube thumbnail. That is your book cover. People are judging your book by the cover. That tells them, do I want to click on this? Your title. That confirms to them, oh, the thumbnail drawed me in, and then the title. Wow, so that sounds like it's going to be a good video. I want that. And then bad audio. People are going to skip out on the bad audio, so you got to make sure it's clear if you can. And last but certainly not least, be yourself. Be yourself. Absolutely. Who else could you be? Who else should you be? Why would you want to be anybody else? If you are an Elvis impersonator, okay, maybe. But, but otherwise, you should be yourself. If you're Batman, okay, by all means, be Batman. I am not Batman or Spider-Man or Superman. I'm just me. Just an average, ordinary human being. And I want you to be successful. So, what does that take? Great question. What does it take? So, it takes lasers, man. Lasers and hearts. Okay, maybe it doesn't. And that's it. That's our show for tonight. So I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who came out. And I hope that you will take these tips to heart. One last time. The hook. Thumbnail. The title. Have good audio. And lastly, be yourself. That's all you need. Get those things right. And YouTube will eventually reward you for your efforts. Everybody have a great night. Thank you so much for being here. YouTube's going to say, hey, watch this video right here. And you should, because if YouTube says this is the thing you should do, you should go with what they're saying, right?
Calling all creators, big and small.
Bye, everybody. Have a great night.
From thumbnails to titles and going live. Let's grow your channel.